Turn your microphones on. And ladies. Kim, is this for you? I don't want to lose it. I'm good at losing things or taking things home that I shouldn't. Huh?
So what, we sign that personally, is that it?
Yeah.
I see that. Because I didn't know really what you wanted.
Yeah, that's why I asked her to do it. She's a lot smarter than we are.
I don't know.
Put my name on
They're all a
something.
little bit different too, so.
That's all right.
Oh.
I didn't write them all the same.
All right.
Want that one?
All right, it is 5 o'clock. Let's get this special meeting going. Is everybody ready? Okay, special meeting on software. We've had the rep in here a few meetings ago and went over the ins and outs of it.
Probably ought to close that door.
Which one? I don't think it's a closed meeting, is it?
Huh? No, it's public.
Public meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Sorry.
basically, it's expensive. There's a couple advantages to doing it right now. They did waive the transition fee, I believe that's what they called it. So right now, basically, you would be paying for the software, which is roughly around $45,000, which sounds really expensive. But let's take a look at what we're paying now and what we would eliminate. We have that number or close.
It's just shy of 16,000 now for the
Shy of
software.
16,000. So
Yes.
it goes from 45,000. So we're knocking 16,000 off of it, basically. So advantages, like Jesse and I were talking, we're operating on basically like Windows 98. Isn't that what you compared it to, Jesse?
Mileage check. A mileage
It's old.
check.
Ken, you just went to cybersecurity.
Yeah.
It sounds like this would take care of all of that. So we would not get, because right now we really have no backup.
Right.
If we had a fire in here, we would lose everything we have.
Yes.
When was it? This week, the things went down. We were, 3.5 hours without any.
Yeah, so I can let Amber talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We had meter readings this week.
So because Neptune has gone to the web-based software, which is how we do our meter reads, then
Okay.
that has to be imported into our system that we have now that is antiquated and 30 years old, and it does not read each other well. It does not transfer. And every little thing that might go in causes things to not work correctly. At that point, the only option we have is to call in help from one of either Neptune or voice, which I ended up needing both, which when you call the voice system, then you're on their list of people to call back, so it can be which this time it was, by the time I got done with everything and got the reads, which should take me 5 minutes to import, I was over 2.5 hours to 3 hours in. And it was just because the systems do not work well together now because we have one that's doing it one way and another that's so old that they had to go in and change the programming on our software to get this one to work. And it happens periodically.
Something Jesse and I talked about with this new system, it looks like we would be able to send out work orders straight to the guys in the trucks. They wouldn't have to come in and pick them up. They should be able to close them without coming back in. Is that correct, Jesse?
Yes, that's what I understand. Just get them straight in the field, be able to get them, and then also any weekend or after-hours work should be on that system and go to them in the office, so they get a call, tomorrow morning, hey, I need my water back on, it's off. They've already got an idea of what's going on. They're not just blind, getting blind calls, I guess.
What other input do you have on it, Jesse? From your side?
One big thing might be documentation. Like right now, we fill out the paperwork. And if, say we get a lawsuit or something, and they say, well, what documentation do you have? And we give them this card, they say, you could have filled it out yesterday. We had a big leak on Dewey Street a few years ago.
Yep.
So the line was frozen. I turned it on, I stayed there, made sure it didn't run.
That's when it
We
filled the
left.
basement, right?
We left, yeah, it thawed out, it filled their basement full of water.
So when do you fill that out then? At a laptop you'd have in the truck, you could do it then, or you come back here and do it, or what?
You have the tablet in the
Right-
truck
right in
that
the
she's
truck,
got.
we would do it right then.
You do it then. You've got documentation.
Right, like the documentation, like the Dewey Street thing, that's just kind of on me or the guys. We kind of just have to think ahead, say, hey, we might want to make note of this, and whereas if we had this, it would help that.
And how many issues do you have? Is it just water meters or electric or both?
Both,
Both.
because the Neptune system reads both. When he goes out to read, they're both imported into the computer at that point. I have to pull one from the other, he takes it out, and then we pull it back in. And there are glitches that when I talked to Ben from Neptune yesterday, he said, those who have already gone to the BSNA web-based, he said, this has never happened on that. This is only the old system going through that. And it would not happen again that he has seen if we were able to switch.
Speaking of security, and I know the gentleman with Harris said that everything would be, all of our customers' information would be a lot more secure on this new site, correct, versus what we have now, where it could be, yeah.
Yeah, it would be backed up on their Microsoft Azure, I think is what they call it. So, yeah, they would take care of the security part of that. And I got a few, you want me to read off some things?
Yeah,
or-
yeah,
Okay.
please do.
Okay. So it would help shorten audit times. I got an email from State Board of Accounts the other day. We're going to get audited soon. So having the web-based software, the new one, they would be able to go in and access whatever they need. It would be called read-only access, so they couldn't change anything. But they go in there and get whatever documents they need. So now they usually come on site, they'll come in and give me a list of stuff they need, and so I'll have to go find it upstairs in a box, or, takes time to research it. So they're here longer, and they charge more money the longer they're here. So, so that would help with that, give us easier access to records. And like disaster recovery, if there was a fire, flood that ruined the computers, right now we have there would be no information left. So if we have it backed up on their Microsoft Azure, then it would be there no matter what happened here. So that's
That would be worth it right there.
a big deal.
Actually.
Yeah.
And just there, there's just like, right now, if we're looking at a account at the front computer, nobody else can look at that account. It locks it out. So just stuff like that, and we have to back up on a flash drive. And so that takes time. Everybody's got to get out of the program, got to back it up. There's just a lot of little things like
So
that.
you could run two separate programs, you could be doing something and Amber could be doing something.
If on the cloud,
Yeah.
the new, oh yeah.
But you could
And-
also look at that, let's say if you were at home, and look at it, the same stuff at home on your tablet or.
Anywhere you can log in, yeah. If you've got internet, you can log in. So that's a good thing. We had like a payroll issue a while back. I don't know, Suzanne was working on payroll and something happened with the software. She had to call Voice and it took them like 2 hours to get back to her. And payroll's not something you really have a whole lot of time to delay. It's, you got to get it done by a certain time to get it to the bank, all that stuff, and get your taxes paid. And so, is there anything else? Oh, I guess the employee side of it too. They have the employee portal, so they can log in and see pay stubs, vacation days, whatnot. Like you probably,
I have
You
that,
know,
yeah, it's a real
have
benefit.
access.
I can look and see exactly what time did I leave last week I missed an hour, or,
Yeah.
you know, schedule vacations.
Mhm. Yeah, so they can access their information. I think you could even change tax information if they needed to. And another thing with payroll is we have to print a ton of reports. Every time we do payroll, we put them in a binder and we put it up. Only time you use, I think, is when you get audited. We don't use those reports in the office. I think it's just for State Board of Accounts. So we wouldn't have to print a ream of paper every 2 weeks to, keep that on hand. They will be able to access it when they do the audit.
Now, you said they could do the audit off-site, is that correct?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to come in here anymore?
Yeah, we would give them that read-only access, and
Okay.
they could get in there and look at whatever they wanted to, look up documents. So that would be a time saver. And it would probably reduce IT expense because they would handle all the back-end maintenance, the updates, software patches. We wouldn't have to worry about that. Payroll integration, we could get a time clock system where it actually talks to the program. Right now, we use a separate one. We use ADP, where they clock in and out, and then we just print those timesheets manually, put that information into the payroll software now. So switching would just flow. It would streamline that. It'd be more efficient. So, and just continuity of operations too. I think if anyone younger than me were to come into office and use this software, they wouldn't know how to use it because it's so old. I mean, I had to unlearn what I knew to use this software because the utility is from 1996, I know. Fund is probably the newest, but it's not much better. So I think like I said, if somebody come into office, they wouldn't know how to use this software. It's ancient. Yeah.
Troy,
I've got-
questions?
There's also, right now, we have our deposit book, which is the old deposit book that looks like it's from the 1800s, which I write them all in. It's the
Yeah.
line ledger. With this system, when we have somebody come in that's moving here and they're going to pay their deposit, we can, on that computer, all in one setting, pay their deposit, get their deposit refund, have it integrated into their utility side where they can see where their deposit is in there and how long it's going to be held. We can have all those notes put in there.
Oh.
So it would be easier, and I could start phasing out the great big huge binder thing that we have to.
How many of
This
those
way,
do we
when we,
have? Those binders?
well, I've got one right now for just what we have for right now, but
Okay.
there's tons of them upstairs. But when I have to search for somebody who's now moved out, but they've been here for 20 years, they've changed their name 3 times, that has happened, and I have to go back in that binder and look on each category and go all the way through. On this system, I can quickly just type in the name, it's gonna pull it up, it's gonna tell me if they had a deposit or not, and it's gonna help us pay it back out just as easy, I think, to be able to send that to her, to go out through for you guys to approve, and then those deposits to go out. So that would make a big difference too, because again, right now, if we had a fire or a flood in that book, that is the only thing at all with any record of any deposit paid. We would, first, I mean, we do have some, but if that's lost, what's on our computer is going to get lost too. We would not know if somebody paid their $400 deposit, whether or not we could even refund it, if we lost that binder and the computers. Otherwise, we would be able to track that.
Well, me personally, I think it's something we just got to go forward with. I mean, especially since we don't have to pay the transition fee right
So
now.
where are you getting the funds for this?
Well, it could be, since involves utilities, it can be split. So
That's what I wonder.
you can split it up however you want it, really. If you wanted to take some out of general and I don't know if it's on for tonight, but we're doing that additional appropriation. Well, we went ahead and did the additional appropriation in case the sign had to be paid for and the fencing. So we have that, because I did talk to Pittman. We wrote a check from TIF for the fencing, and
Okay.
the sign should be fine too. He's gonna send a letter for all that stuff. But, so, you can split between general and the utilities.
So
And
basically,
however
we're
you
down to
want.
$29,000 where we are.
If you take out the regular fee,
Take the other off that we're going to eliminate.
yeah.
And you gain a ton of security, a ton of benefit.
Is there any chance of the annual fee going down any as you use it year after year?
From what he said the last meeting, I don't believe so.
None,
Not from what he said.
but we can easily get the money to pay now.
Yeah, I mean, it's there,
So how
and
much,
just however you want to
all
split it.
upfront money right off the bat, what do we need?
I don't know if he's got it split out on this. Because I think you can pay a portion, or, let's see. Software setup, that's just the schedule when they're setting up. Now, that migration fee would have been 45,000, but they're discounting that, so that's gonna be 0. Okay. So, $1,000 to be invoiced upon execution of the agreement, $46,640 to be invoiced at activation of customer site, and then the third payment of $24,500 to be invoiced upon completion of training. But that number could change because they provide you with so many training hours, but if we don't need all those training hours, then it won't be that much. So the faster we learn, the cheaper that'll be.
That's 70, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's, the training hours won't be continued year after year.
So, and then how much yearly fee?
Then that is,
45.
yeah, something like that. I don't know.
45 what, 1,000
Yeah.
a year?
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's not really that much because we're paying 16 now on what you're doing.
Oh.
You're basically
Annual
looking
fee,
at
okay,
about-
yeah, here, 40, he's got it, I don't know what that is. Okay, so he's got 43.2 for the annual, and then they have an add-on for public record search and online bill pay, but I'm not sure that we would need that. They've got that at 3,440, so that's where the 46.6 comes in if we were to get that added-on module.
Basically, they just waived the first year's annual fee.
43,000.
Basically, that's what that 45,
No, that 45, the migration fee is what that's the fee that they would charge for them to come in here and take all of our information and put it into the system. So they're going to take all of our accounts, all of our account numbers, all the payments, all the history of all of that, and they're migrating it to the new system. So that's what that fee would be for, but they're waiving that.
You're looking at about $27,200
a year. Right?
That's the difference. So we're already paying, Troy, we're already paying a little over 16,000 now,
Yeah.
which will go away. So the difference you're looking at is about 27,000.
Yeah, and even the old software upgrades, it was going up each year. I think when I first started, it was like 10 or 11,000, so it's gone up to that, now almost 16.
And it's outdated.
Well, that's the other thing.
It's outdated and outdated.
Yeah.
Well, electric's pretty well solid in the black, right?
They both
I don't know about water and sewage, they're up a little.
Sewer's got money
Yeah.
now. What?
What? Oh, we had money then, right? So my other question is, what about this new House bill then, number 1? How much do you anticipate getting cut on that?
Which one, what's that?
The
What do you
House
mean?
bill that they passed is where they're cutting funding for
Yeah.
Oh,
fire
that, like the
departments and
property
buildings.
taxes?
Yes.
That will affect, that could affect general fund, but we don't know how much. So,
Well, that's what I want to know.
because I think now, I mean, we pay it now between general and the utilities. I don't know, I don't have the split in front of me, but,
703, I think was your cost.
So,
Yeah. Thought we had one. How old is it?
It's old if that's the original.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh. Yeah. Probably didn't help.
Well. How much is the new one?
$37,852.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I think we need to go forward with this tonight. Mr. Cyrus. What else did you learn at that?
You need to change you need to change your password every 60 days.
Really? I've been
I
using
haven't
the same one
changed
for
mine,
years.
me too.
I have to change mine on the fire department every
And you're
year.
not supposed to put 1, 2, 3, 4 and then change it 1, 2, 3, 5.
Well, don't do that.
I always do. Cardinals 50, 68, 50, 68.
we're online.
You don't know what it is though, it's 50 or 68.
It's okay, we wrote it all down.
You gotta record it. We're
It's on
live.
YouTube forever.
I changed it.
Sure.
I did. Have it in my billfold.
Well, you will now.
I wrote it on the wall in the bathroom.
Just like my sister lost internet and she's been crying ever since.
Well, as far as security and fire, flood and tornadoes and all that. So. I don't suppose there's any other companies that'd be less money either, right?
A lot of uses, I mean.
I don't
You're
know.
comfortable
I mean,
with this,
because, yeah, I know
Well,
Attica,
I'm just asking.
yeah, Attica was using something called Fry software, but they're switching to this summer.
Okay.
So
So who has this system? Did you say Attica?
Attica's getting it, I think in
getting it.
June or July, they're gonna start using it. So, and I think there's been several, because we have like an email listserv, we see emails from clerks all over the state. And so a lot of them are switching.
Well, I suppose if you got the funding, that's fine.
Right, I think we can wrap this part of the meeting up till we get ready to start the next one.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion now or later?
Let's go make it during the regular meeting.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I guess we can do it now. We need to wait regular, can we do it now? Because I haven't really called the meeting to order or anything.
Okay, you can wait, I don't care.
We'll do it regular meeting.
Make sure we're good.
You got my email? You just sent? Okay,
So,
okay.
this is your sign, look for your sign, what you got here?
And that's what the price they quoted. So now, have you got Aldridge's number by any chance?
Somebody.
Kim, you have Aldridge, the bricklayer's
Oh.
number?
No, he actually came and worked for her cousin that did.
I got his
How about
number.
Jess? I don't think Jess actually has his number.
Mr. Booth said he's got his number.
Do you want the number?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna put pillars on that thing, need somebody to lay them up. Or
Not hardly. Let me see what I...
big Bill Millie. Who else is there?
What's the total price on it? I didn't see, oh, there it is.
Should be.
Yeah.
We'd have the pillars and brick and all that other stuff, you wanna do it, he just sent the contract. He's supposed to be sending a blueprint as to the physical size, the foundation and all that stuff, so.
Tell you what, if you look where Hershey's sign is, I don't think we can do anything do it wrong.
So it's up, I'm just.
Oh.
Give me the price.
Hey,
I don't care.
All I'm saying is contingent on state approval at the depot on that, their approval, permit to do it. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, like I said, he's sending dimensions, and you and I could go stake it out.
It takes two states.
Have the dimensions yet.
Yeah.
So,
How old are you?
Get all the fence tore down today?
I saw him up there today, the pickup truck.